Stop. No, you can't come in my lap. No, I'm gonna, no. Hi, 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 hi. No, you can't, no. This is, yes, I know this is all about you, but it's about me too. Here, come on, get down. Down. Very good. Very good. No, you get down too. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to the Pup Mommy, where it's all about the pups. They always come first with me, and I'm sure with you as well. Now, do you have a new puppy that is coming into your home? Are you thinking of getting a new puppy or even a new dog? Well, I'm going to be talking to you in this video about some of the essential things that new puppy owners should have, and yet sometimes they just completely miss them. You know, there's all kinds of websites and there's all kinds of advice columns about, hello, well, you're not a new puppy anymore, you were just a thumb. There's all kinds of advice columns for new puppy owners and new dog owners about, you know, the leashes and the collars and the dog bowls, the crates, and any myriad of number of other things. But there's also some things that I consider essential, and I hope you will as well, that are overlooked and sometimes completely missed. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of those things, as you can see here on the table, an array of them. So let's go through them right now. Now, the first one, I've got my notes here too. The first one that you should have and you should do is microchip your puppy, microchip your dog. Very important, and make sure that you get a certificate from the breeder and the vet so that you can write down the key number just in case that puppy gets away from you. You know, there's every year there's approximately 3.3 million dogs, companion dogs, that enter shelters as strays. And unfortunately, less than 20% are ever reunited with their owners. So don't let yourself and don't let your puppy become a statistic. Number two are these little gizmos here. These little gizmos are called puppy bumpers. Now, puppy bumpers, I should say, is the question, and why you need them is this. Do you have a fence and do you have maybe deck railing or staircase railing that looks like this? Because if you do, these slats are about 4 inches in width, and that's usually this kind of like the standard. And you may not think a big deal about it, but it is a big deal when your little puppy goes through the fence. Now, these little puppy bumpers come in various sizes, and as you can see, you can put a collar through these tabs, and they're kind of made of what I would call kind of foamy cotton. And you can see, maybe you can see here, they snap together. And this is not going to hurt your dog. This is not going to impede it when it's playing. It's not going to impede it when it's sleeping or even when it's eating. And it's great to have a couple of these on hand because as one is in the laundry, they can wear the other one. And I've got a photo that I'm showing you right now of little Allegra wearing her puppy bumper. Very handy, and I tell you, it really, you know, if you can imagine if you have a multi-deck, you know, a multi-rise deck, again, you have a staircase or you have a balcony railing, God forbid, you know, that little puppy, and you know, puppies are curious little creatures, and when they want something, as most dogs, when they are curious and they want something, they will stay at it until they get it, even at the potential cost of their life or serious injury. Now, number 3 on the list is bitter apple. And no, Bitter Apple has not promoted me or is not paying me to promote their product. I have used this product for probably, oh God, forever. This is a spray. You can find it in pet stores, you can find it online, you can find it anywhere. And whenever your pup starts chewing or gets into things that it shouldn't, this is that bitter tasting stuff that they don't like. It is not toxic. It is not going to stain your carpet or your fabric, or you can use it on wood, you can use it on shoes, you can use it on virtually anything. The only problem that you may encounter if you have one of these, one dog in a million, is that the dog is going to like the taste of this. Other than that, it's a great product. You should have it on hand. The list is, of course, you've been told all about food bowls. You need a bowl. Some people like the stainless steel, some people like the plastic, some people like the auto feeder, but you know what I like? I like these. And what are these? These are examples of slow feeder bowls. Now, a lot of puppies and a lot of dogs inhale their food. I have examples of them throughout my life, from little Chip to now Thumper, and even my German Shepherd Nabucco. These are great because it slows down the feeding process. It slows down, I should say, the eating process, because they've got to navigate through all of these little holes, or they've got to navigate across this bowl here. Now these all come in various sizes, they come in various shapes, different manufacturers, but they're really great because they help the digestive process. And especially if you have large-chested dogs, like greyhounds, or you have shepherds, or you have Great Danes, you don't want to risk bloat. So have something like this on hand if you are thinking of getting a dog. Well, if you're getting a dog bowl, have one of these on hand as well, depending on how you see your puppy eat. Now, since we're on the subject of digestion, little puppies always seem to get into things that they shouldn't. And when they do, you're going to know it, because they're going to start vomiting, you're going to have diarrhea episodes, and they're going to sometimes maybe stop eating. When that happens, there could be a number of different causes, just simply because they've got an upset tummy, and other times because they ate something, literally they ate something. And normally what will happen then is that when you take the dog to the vet, or if you search online, or you don't want to run to the vet right away, but you want to give it a little bit of time, canned pumpkin works wonders. Now, this is not the canned pumpkin that you will buy at the Thanksgiving time. This is straight canned pumpkin. It's sold in dog stores, dog food stores, pet stores. You can find it at your grocery store. Just make sure you read the label before you buy it. And then also it's found online. Canned pumpkin works great because dogs don't mind the taste. And what it does is it helps dislodge anything that may be lodged, hopefully. It dislodges, I should say dislodges, hopefully, and passes through the system, and then you don't end up having to run to the vet right away. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't go to the vet. You've got to be careful. The other thing too is it's great for diarrhea, because canned pumpkin has a lot of fiber and it bulks up. So there are a number of good things. To have a can on hand is a great idea. Another thing that you probably should have is rice. Rice and also yogurt, which I don't have here because it's in the fridge. And you can see I'm low on my rice because I had to use it this morning on Little Thumper. Whenever you have a digestive upset with your dog and your dog starts vomiting or has some diarrhea or just is kind of off, it's always good to feed a bland diet. And it doesn't matter if the rice is instant, long grain. This happens to be basmati. It really doesn't matter, because as I said, you really do want to feed a bland diet, and you want to feed 2 parts rice to 1 part protein. So this morning, Little Thumper, I think I'm going to take him to the vet tomorrow because he's been hurling a little bit too often for my good tastes. And so he had 2 parts rice and 1 part chicken. Yogurt is also very good, but remember, yogurt is still dairy, and little bit goes a long way. Yogurt is good because it's got a lot of probiotics in it, which when your dog starts vomiting and has diarrhea problems, it starts getting dehydrated and it starts losing, fluids. And so what probiotics does, it replaces all the good bacteria that they're losing. So again, too, remember, a little bit goes a long way. Mix a little teaspoon of yogurt, and dogs don't mind it at all. So while we're still on the subject of health, one of the other things that you should have is you should have things like Benadryl, Pepsid AC, and also when you need wound care, this is another cool product. My girlfriend, who owns horses, turned me on to this. It's called Veteracin. Some call it Veteracin, some call it Veteracin, but it's Veteracin. It is not sold everywhere. It is sold in really good pet stores, and I do believe that you can buy it online. This is a wound and skin care product. It really is very good. It works almost instantly. It's great for when your dog has itches, if your dog has scratched itself somehow. Do not use this on eyes, but you can use it at virtually anywhere else. It is not something that's going to sting. It is something that basically what it is it's like Veteracin. All I know is it works, it's great. This little bottle here is about $47. But it's a spray. I use it sparingly. And usually 1, 2, 3 doses and your dog is pretty much good. But anyway, Benadryl is very good for itches and for allergies, and since we are in the allergy season, Benadryl is the human Benadryl. The dosage is 1 milligram per pound per dog. It is very good in terms of, my little German Shepherd, Zarina, got stung by one of these little grass bees one day, and when she was still a baby, and I came downstairs and she's waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs and her head is like a balloon. So of course, I'm freaking out and I run her over to the vet, and sure enough, they gave her a bit of an antibiotic, but they also said Benadryl. And yep, sure enough, Benadryl is great for allergies and hives. Pepsid-AC is also known as famotidine, and sometimes your vet will prescribe that for gastric upset. So, and they will also tell you, do you have any Pepsid-AC on hand? And that's also something that you should keep in the back of your mind. Always use famotidine, Pepsid-AC, and Benadryl based on your veterinarian's recommendations if you are not sure. If you're an experienced dog owner, you probably know what I'm talking about, and it's probably something that you do naturally. Now, the other thing is hydrogen peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is something that maybe is not really totally essential to city dwellers. On the other hand, if you happen to live in a suburban area or a rural area and you happen to have skunks, you're going to need hydrogen peroxide. Even, because both my girls and my lab got skunked. Not once, but twice, and so forth. And there isn't a grooming salon that's open at 12 midnight. So hydrogen peroxide, and also if you happen to have some baking soda and of course the tomato juice and so forth. Hydrogen peroxide is also good for getting your dog to vomit. And you would probably say, well, why do I want to do that? Well, if your dog has swallowed something that could possibly be poisonous and you need to get it out of its system fast, this is what's going to do it. Now, how do you get them to drink it? Well, here's another thing. Something else that you should have, essentials that you may need. And these essentials are A, a pill cutter, and B, syringes. And that's how you would probably get this hydrogen peroxide down your dog. These are very good when your dogs are ill and they cannot feed themselves and you need to get something in the corner of their mouth. So that's where the syringes come in. Also, sometimes when you have puppies and the doctors prescribe pills, cutlery in your kitchen and the kitchen knife is not going to cut the pills, because sometimes the pills are very small and you got to cut them into tiny bits. And this is where the pill cutter comes in, and this is where the syringe comes in. So you don't think you need them until you actually need them. Yes, honey. So on my final list of essentials, I am going to talk about, I'm going to suggest grooming. And by grooming, we have brushes, and we also have nail clippers. There isn't a nail clipper out there that I think I haven't tried. And I know that as a first-time dog owner, maybe you are squeamish. And even, I'll tell you, experienced dog owners, they get squeamish too when it comes to cutting dogs' nails. They prefer to have the vet tech do it, or they prefer to have the groomer do it. Now, there's all kinds of tools that I have that I've used on my dogs. There is this little guillotine thing here, if you can see it. I use this on my Bostons. This is good if you have a small dog and they have very tiny, tiny nails. It's not bad at all. This looks like pliers, but these are used on dogs that have the thicker type of nail. Sometimes people use these on Dobermans and Shepherds and other large dogs. Some people, I'm clipping it here and you probably don't even want to watch me do that. One of the other grooming items that I've had a lot of success with is called a nail grinder, or it's called a Dremel. And you plug this in and then this little thing spins around, and basically it's like a sander. And you sand it off your dog. It makes a little, bzz noise. You can turn it all the way up where it's like freakishly crazy, or there's a dial here that you can turn down. And I usually start it on like a little bit of a low to get the dogs a little used to it. My Shepherds didn't really care for it, but my Bostons and my Lab did. It's a really nice tool, and you know, for the most part, a lot of dogs don't get freaked out about it, and it's not something that you're going to get freaked out about either, because it's basically like you're filing your dog's nails. On the other hand too, brushes. It's very good to get your dogs used to brushing. Whether you have a Yorkie, whether you have a Westie, whether you have a Husky, whatever it is, and you've got hair here. Yeah, hair, there's hair everywhere. So you got these kind of, you know, tooth combs here. Then you've got this type of brush, which is good for short-haired dogs, I have to say. This is also good for dogs with a nice silky coat. It's kind of like a detangler. And then something that maybe I need, huh? And then of course you have the Furminator. And the Furminator has double teeth combs here. No, it doesn't. Yes, no, well, there's another Furminator I think that does, but this is the Furminator. Highly recommended if you've got German Shepherds, or if you've got dogs that have double coats, and dogs like Huskies, Malamutes. This is really a terrific product. None of these hurt. None of these hurt. I always let my dogs sniff them before I use them on them. And when they see that, oh, this feels kind of good. These are the 10 essential items that I think are often and frequently overlooked. I know that I probably left something out. If I did, I'm sorry. I'd love to hear your comments. Maybe you've got some other tips that you'd like to share. And so that's it for this video. I have other videos coming up, so don't forget to click the subscribe button. And I thank you for watching as always. And questions, comments, please leave them below, or you can email me directly. If you need assistance in finding the perfect pup for yourself and your family, do check out my other videos, To Puppy or Not to Puppy, which is an 8-part series. I ask questions, you answer, and you'll know if you're ready for a 4-legged baby or a 4-legged child. So with that, again, thank you for watching. Click subscribe, and it's bye for now.